Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to introduce to one of the most prolific and versatile singers that we've seen in the last 25 years ago. And I had a chance to listen to some of his beautiful and melodious songs. They're really soul-stirring. Let me introduce to the gentleman, Ampli Sridhar. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sri. It's been a wonderful time to know you, Sri, and we've been associated for such a long time. Thought it's a great time to let people know about your inner talent, right?
Right.
I know you've done a lot of shows abroad and India, and you've been a servant of this music for a very, very long time. So it'll be nice if you could introduce yourself, Sri.
Sure. Namaste to everyone. My name is Ampli Vrindavan Sridhar. I hail from Kerala, but I've been out of Kerala for a very long time because my dad was in the forces and we got transfers always. And childhood days we used to be in the KVs, Kendriya Vidyalaya, and then finally college in Bombay, and then a few years of job there, and then went abroad for a while, returned back to India, now settled in Hyderabad. मैं कहीं कभी न बन जाऊं तेरे प्यार में है कविता मैं कहीं कभी न बन जाऊं तेरे प्यार में है कविता मैं कहीं कभी न बन जाऊं तुझे दिल के आईने में मैंने बार बार देखा तुझे दिल के आईने में मैंने बार बार देखा तेरी अखेड़ियों में देखा तो झलकता प्यार देखा तेरा तीर मैंने देखा तो झलकता प्यार देखा मैं कहीं कभी न बन जाऊं तेरे प्यार में कविता मैं कहीं कभी न बन जाऊं.
Thank you, Sri. It was wonderful to know that. Are you a trained singer? How does the inherent habit of singing come in?
Well, if you ask me a trained singer, yes, because I would say yes and no, because the initial musical journey started at home. Both my father and mother both were into music. They are trained. And my dad could play almost all the instruments, especially the percussion. He was a flautist, and my mother also learned classical. And so that way, the initial training or grooming, for that matter, started at home. And during the school days, yes, a lot of competitions, a lot of inter-school competitions, national level, all that. Fortunate enough to have won prizes at that point of time. And I also started learning Hindustani when I was in Bombay. And so that's how the whole learning started. And I was fortunate to have got associated with some beautiful people who supported me in this journey, and that's how when I decided that I should also get into the stage and start singing on stage. And that journey also started at a very young age, because we remember going to temples at with parents, and then dad would be singing bhajan, and we as kids, we 4 of us used to join him, and then that's how the early journey started.
That's wonderful, Sri, and it's great to know the suite of musical journey that you were into. Could you talk about a little bit about your family, considering that you spoke about your dad and mom also were in music? Could you talk about a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So after the retirement, we moved to we moved back from Bombay. The final years of retirement for my dad was in Bombay, and then from there we moved to Kerala. And I was married, and then we went abroad. So for quite a long time, stayed in UAE. Taking care of different aspects of a company. It was a multinational company, and then I have 2 sons now. My wife, unfortunately, she's no more. I've got Akash and Adarsh. And of course, through music, I'm always connected with the spirit, and that's how the musical journey is going. I still remember my first stage performance was at the age of 11. It was in a temple festival that I performed. One of my uncles pushed me to sing, and I was able to perform then very popular Malayalam song. It was a song called Uttara Swayamvaram. I'll just hum. Uttara Swayamvaram കഥകളി കാണുവാൻ ഉത്രാടരാത്രിയിൽ പോയിരുന്നു കാഞ്ചന കസവുള്ള പൂഞ്ചേലയുടുത്തവൾ നെഞ്ചയും അൻപുമായി വന്നിരുന്നു ഉത്തരാ സ്വയംവരം കഥകളി കാണുവാൻ ഉത്രാടരാത്രിയിൽ This was a very popular song. As a kid, I used to really get so much listening to this. This was Dakshinamurthy Swami had composed this, and of course, Dasetan sang this so beautifully, and of course, that voice was always in my ears, lingering. From there, when as a child, when we traveled around India, my father introduced me to this great legend, Mohd Rafi sahab. And from then on, I got really hooked to Rafi sahab singing. याद न जाए बीते दिनों की, जाके न आए जो दिन, दिल क्यों बुलाए उन्हें, दिल क्यों बुलाए, याद न जाए बीते दिनों की, जाके न आए जो दिन, दिल क्यों बुलाए उन्हें, दिल क्यों बुलाए. दिन जो पखेरू होते, पिंजरे में मैं रख लेता, दिन जो पखेरू होते, पिंजरे में मैं रख लेता, पालता उनको जतन से, पालता उनको जतन से, मोती के दाने देता, सीने से रहता लगाए, याद न जाए बीते दिनों की, जाके न आए जो दिन, दिल क्यों बुलाए उन्हें, दिल क्यों बुलाए.
Great, Sri, and that song that you sung almost got goosebumps to me. Having listened to this, right, understanding that you had a family who had a history of singing, what triggered the whole idea of doing this dedication for the whole month to Mohd Rafi? Could you walk us through what triggered the whole idea, Sri?
Yeah, sure. That again, while I was in Gulf, I used to always be associated with musicians and music. So at that point of time, I used to initially started playing flute, and then I stopped. I said my strength is singing, so I should focus on that. Again, I continued my classical training in Dubai with some of the teachers and institutions, and then gave a break. But I used to continuously perform on a regular basis at different venues, stages, corporate events, and that's how. Then I used to sing all the popular numbers. It's only last 10-15 years that I started focusing on Rafi Saab songs, and I picked up. And normally every July 31st and December 24th, which is Rafi Saab's birthday, singers across the world who love Indian music and who love Rafi Saab songs are on stage. We perform Rafi Saab numbers to the packed crowd, and I used to do that. So here also I would like to tell Harish was the first person to conduct an interview and a live show of Rafi Saab in Hyderabad. It's only few years that I'm in Hyderabad, just 3 years. I got introduced to Hyderabad Music Circle through one of my wife's uncle, Mr. Vishwanath. He was the first person who introduced me to one Mr. Shashi. Then the Malayalam circle grew, and fortunately a lot of people backed me in that journey. There's one Vijayan, there's one Jijesh. All these people have been supportive of my musical journey. So when I decided to do something on the 40th death anniversary of Rafi Saab, I thought I should do something different. And I researched and I found out that not a single artist ever has done what came into my mind. 40 years, 40 songs in 31 days. So that is something that I just thought. I discussed with my close friend Juno, and of course then I planned it out, and then said every first of the no, from 1st to 31st July, I would post 31 songs, and on 31st evening I go live with another 9 songs. So that makes 40 days Samarpan to my Guru Rafi Sahab. पुकारता चला हूँ मैं गली गली बहार की, बस एक छाँव जुल्फ की, बस एक निगाह प्यार की। पुकारता चला हूँ मैं गली गली बहार की, बस एक छाँव जुल्फ की, बस एक निगाह प्यार की। पुकारता चला हूँ मैं। ये दिल लगी ये शौखिया सलाम की, यही तो बात हो रही है काम की। कोई तो मुड़ के देख लेगा इस तरफ, कोई नजर तो होगी मेरे नाम की। पुकारता चला हूँ मैं गली गली बहार की, बस एक छाँव जुल्फ की, बस एक निगाह प्यार की। पुकारता चला हूँ मैं।
That's a very noble idea, Sri. Thank you for doing this, and it's very nice to hear that no one has done this unique concept so far. So what's next from here, Sri?
Next from here is I leave it to the Almighty, because we don't nothing happens big without Almighty's help and blessing. And of course the spirit of, I always believe in Mata Pita Guru Devam. That is that factor has always been in my life. It's without their blessing you can't do anything. So I leave it up to the Almighty where this journey takes. But yes, continuously I would like to sing. I would love to perform across the world, for that matter. So after COVID, let's hope that I get opportunities to sing across India, and then revamp the foreign stages that I've been doing. That's my ultimate dream. Since you asked what is forward, I also have an idea of traveling across India and performing Rafi Saab songs, and contribute the whatever contribution or revenue I generate, I would like to donate it to needy people. This is what I have in mind. तेरी आँखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है, तेरी आँखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है। ये उठे सुबह चले, ये झुके शाम ढले, मेरा जीना मेरा मरना इन्हीं पलकों के तले। तेरी आँखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है। पलकों की गलियों में चेहरे बहारों के हंसते हुए, है मेरे ख्वाबों के क्या क्या नगर इनमें बसते हुए। ओ, पलकों की गलियों में चेहरे बहारों के हंसते हुए, ये उठे सुबह चले, ये झुके शाम ढले, मेरा जीना मेरा मरना इन्हीं पलकों के तले, तेरी आँखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है।
It's a very normal idea, Sri. Thank you so much for it. Any last message that you would like to give as part of the pandemic that we're facing at this point of time, Sri?
It's very unfortunate that the whole world is suffering, and I'm sure music brings a lot of relief to these kind of situations. You know, I live today because of music. I dedicate a lot of my time to hear good music, sing my favorite songs, connect with musically inclined people, and this gives me a lot of satisfaction, a lot of happiness, and absolutely a feel that, you know, keeps you on the ground and balanced. So the message, of course, I'm nobody to give a message, but I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me that music is divine, and I believe in this. So, you know, whenever you have tension, whenever you have bad days, whenever you have a rough day, listen to the music of your choice. I'm sure you will be relieved of the tensions, and you would love to be in that space. मेहरबान लिखूं, हसीना लिखूं, या दिलरुबा लिखूं, हैरान हूँ कि आपको इस खत में क्या लिखूं। ये मेरा प्रेम पत्र पढ़कर कि तुम नाराज ना होना, कि तुम मेरी जिंदगी हो, कि तुम मेरी बंदगी हो। ये मेरा प्रेम पत्र पढ़कर कि तुम नाराज ना होना, कि तुम मेरी जिंदगी हो, कि तुम मेरी बंदगी हो। तुझे मैं चांद कहता था, मगर उसमें भी दाग है। तुझे मैं चांद कहता था, मगर उसमें भी दाग है। तुझे सूरज मैं कहता था, मगर उसमें भी आग है। तुझे इतना ही कहता हूँ कि मुझको तुमसे प्यार है, तुमसे प्यार है, तुमसे प्यार है। ये मेरा प्रेम पत्र पढ़कर कि तुम नाराज ना होना, कि तुम मेरी जिंदगी हो, कि तुम मेरी बंदगी हो।
Thank you, Sri. Would you be able to enlighten us with a little bit more about Mohd Rafi Saab, since you admire him so much, so that people also know some of his facets of his life?
Yeah, sure, but I'm not I'm not actually authorized to say that, because Rafi Saab is something for me is the ultimate. But I can definitely say a few things that I know, I have heard about, and some of the things that I have read about Rafi Saab. Sure, I'll be telling that. Thank you. I would like to say something about Rafi Saab. When I was in Bombay, my dream was also to become a playback singer, and that's how I started learning music. And I was really dying to meet Rafi Saab. So there was this studio, Tardev Studio. It's a very popular, famous studio in Bombay, and that is one place where Rafi Saab would always be recording all the singers, for that matter. And one of my friends' uncle used to be in the film field. He was a grade All India radio artist, and he would also record for the popular musicians then. So he had arranged a meeting. In the sense, he said, "I'm recording. Rafi Saab would be coming. Why don't you come and take his blessings?" I said, "Yes, I would love to do that." And those days there's no mobile, there is no communication like we have today. So I went to Tardev studio, and unfortunately there was a call from the manager of Rafi Saab that there is some issue because of which they will not be able to make it then. And that's how I missed the chance. But having said that, it was 1980 that I happened to be in Bombay Hospital, where Rafi Saab was brought for the checkup during his last illness period. And I saw the stretcher passing by, and then I took blessings at that point of time. Rafi Saab, as you all know, that is one of the finest human being that India has ever seen. There's a phrase that Khuda ka banda, that fits Rafi Saab so well. Rafi Saab used to help so many people in the film industry. The family members knew that only after he passed away. He would say that no one should know if somebody is doing a charity. So he used to do a lot of charity. He sung for so many people free of charge. He would refund the money that he has taken if a film flops. And he would call the producer and say, "Next time if you're doing a movie, I will sing for you without taking a single rupee." Similarly, I've heard some people say that such a gentleman, he would never say anything ill about any person. I mean, how is it possible that you live for 56 years and then you don't talk ill about a person? So there was a divinity in him. When Rafi Saab sings, every single song is so beautifully rendered that you can sit and listen to him day after day. It's 40 years Rafi Saab has passed away, and till date not a replacement, and I don't think that another 40 years you would get someone in that level. The film world is different now, and those days people used to make movies with so much of dedication towards art, towards music. The music sitting used to be there for about 15-20 days, then rehearsal for 20 days. And imagine all the songs that we listen to today was recorded live. So there are about 100 musicians performing, and the music director conducts the whole thing, and then Rafi Saab has to sing it live non-stop. One mistake by any single individual, the whole thing has to go back. So you can imagine the professionalism in each and every single artist. So I would also dedicate this interview to every single musician that performed behind the curtain, you know. They are amazing. When you sit and listen to the songs today on headphone, you can see single bell also can be heard. So the sound engineer, a very highly skilled job. They used to bring out the best of the voice, best of the instruments, best of composition. Naushad Sab used to be so much of in awe of Rafi Sab singing that he would literally cry after Rafi Sab has rendered some of his numbers. More than 100 songs for Rafi Sab. O.P. Nayyar Sab said that I would not have been O.P. Nayyar if Rafi Sab was not there. Imagine what a admiration for Rafi Sab. The entire film musicians, music directors would love to record his voice, love to assign him to sing a song. Because see, a song is a creation of a lyricist, music director, and then rendered by a singer. So when Rafi Sab renders the song, it is so enhanced. The lyricist feel that his lyrics have been justified. The musicians or the composer feels that Rafi Sab is done ultimate, and only with the Almighty's blessings one can do that. We all are blessed that we lived in that era where Rafi Sab has sung so many, over 25,000 songs. What else you need?
Thank you, Sri, for the wonderful time, and as ever, it's always been a pleasure talking to you. With this, we'd like to say thank you so much and namaste.